There are many set operations. In MATLAB, sets are generally represented as row vectors. MATLAB has many built-in functions for set operations, including such things as union, intersect, set XOR, unique, and set diff. In some cases, the order of the input arguments to these functions makes a difference, and in some cases it does not. Prior to the version MATLAB R2012A, the results from these functions were returned sorted in ascending order, from lowest to highest. Since then, there is an option of retaining the original order using the input argument stable, or sorted using the string sorted. First, we'll look at the union, intersect, and set XOR functions. All of these functions receive two sets as input arguments, and the order doesn't matter. All return a result which does not have any repeated values. The union function returns all values from the two input vectors. So in this particular case, we have set1, which is 3, 4, 5, 6, and set2, which is -1, 4, 9. So the union gives us all of the combined values from those two vectors in sorted order. So -1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. The intersect function gives us all of the values that are found in both vectors. In this case, there's just one value, which is the number 4. The set XOR function returns all values that are not in the intersection of the two vectors. So in this case, if we look at the union and take out the one value that was in the intersection, we're left with -1, 3, 5, 6, 9, which is what we get from the set XOR function. The unique function receives one input argument, one set as an input argument, and it returns the unique elements from that set. Here's a vector variable vec, which stores the concatenation of 1, 2, 3, and -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Unique of that vector, by default, gives us the values in sorted order, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. If we instead also pass the input argument, which is the string stable, it returns the results in the original order, 1, 2, 3, -2, -1, 0. The setDiff function receives two vectors as input arguments, and it returns a vector consisting of all of the values that are contained in the first vector argument, but not in the second. Therefore, the order of the arguments makes a difference. So here we have two vectors. We have the vector consisting of 1, 2, 3, and we have the vector consisting of -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Now set diff 1, 2, 3, comma, -2, colon, 2 gives us everything that is in the first vector, but not in the second. So the 1 is also in the second, the 2 is also in the second. The only one that's not in the second is the number 3. Now if instead we do set diff where the first argument is -2, colon, 2, and the second argument is 1, 2, 3, then we're looking for everything that is in this vector, but not in the vector 1, 2, 3. So the -2 is not in 1, 2, 3, the -1 is not in 1, 2, 3, the 0 is not in 1, 2, 3. So we get -2, 1, and 0 as a result. Question number 3, fill in the results. So here are two vectors. V1 is 2, colon, 2, colon, 8. V2 is 11, 6, 2, 5. What is the result of the expression intersect V1, comma, V2? What is the result of the expression set diff V2, comma, V1? There are a couple of set is functions also. IsMember returns a logical vector. It iterates through the elements in the first vector, returning 1 for true if the element is also in the second vector, or 0 for false if not. So again, the order of the arguments makes a difference for this particular function, and the resulting logical vector is going to have the same length as the first input vector. Here's an example where v1 is 1, 2, 3, v2 is -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. IsMember of v1, v2 is going to iterate through all of the elements in v1, 1, 2, 3, and for each one return logical 1 for true if that value is also in v2. So 1 is also in v2, so that's true. 2 is also in v2, so that's true. 3 is not also in v2, so that's false. If we reverse the order of the arguments, IsMember v2, v1, it's going to iterate through all of the values of v2, giving us logical true or false whether that element is also in v1. The other is function is called isSorted. That returns logical 1 if the vector argument is sorted in ascending order, or 0 for false if it is not. So if it's sorted but in descending order, we're going to get false. IsSorted only returns logical true if the vector argument is sorted in ascending order.